Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm the founder of gasandgavel.com, and today on the Gas and Gavel YouTube channel, we are taking a look at this 2024 Ford Maverick XL, finished in this really nice shade of what they call Cactus Gray, with a contrasting black onyx interior. And before we begin this review, I wanted to go over a few general details regarding the channel. In our first few sets of videos, I took you guys to Europe, and then we went to Italy, and then we went back to Europe again. For this week, in celebration of Inauguration Week here in the United States, I've chosen to go American. We are going to look at two really great American vehicles made by two very great American car companies. And for the first sets of video, we're going to start with this Ford Maverick, and the second one I've chosen for the review this week for all American uploads is going to be a 2023 Chevy Corvette Z06, and I will provide a link to that video in the description if you guys are interested in viewing that. But again, back to the Ford Maverick. One of the reasons why I'm choosing this Ford Maverick to review today in our American Car Week is primarily this popularity. From my understanding, in 2021, when this car was reintroduced into America, it was actually so popular that dealers ran out of cars on a lot and couldn't take many orders. So people were looking for a 2022 Ford Maverick, had to basically wait until 2023 to order a new one. In addition, from my online research, this car is actually so popular that some dealers are actually charging an upmark dealer fee on this car, and some of those dealer fees went up to almost $10,000, and that's like Lamborghini markup territory. But that's just to show you the popularity of the Ford Maverick. The first thing that caught my eye was the name of the car, but the second thing that really caught my eye with this vehicle was two other things. The second thing was these wheels, these steel wheels. I mean, these are OEM wheels. To most people, they would look at it and say, oh, it's a work truck, look at these steel wheels or whatnot. But a little background about myself: I'm a huge car enthusiast of all types or whatnot. In my collection, I own two-door coupes, I own 2+2 coupes, I own SUVs or whatnot, convertibles. But in this case, my SUVs, for example, I daily drive a Toyota 4Runner, and if I were to add aftermarket wheels to the Toyota 4Runner, I had two choices. Number one, top choices were Volk Racing TE37s, very classic Japanese wheels for a Japanese car. But the second that I've been really in love with were, I guess they call it like steel-made wheels. So on Instagram, I follow a few other car enthusiasts, and I'm going to show you. So these are the Ford Maverick wheels that really caught my eye, and I follow a few other ones, and apparently one of the people I follow, shout out to Period Correct, he placed these steel wheels on his Rolls Royce. I'm just really feeling it. It just looks really there's something nostalgic and classy about it, and it just works. And these steel wheels are actually thrown on a lot of high-end SUVs, and there's actually a company called Still Made USA that is actually manufacturing aftermarket steel wheels. And I'll show you a few pictures of them on so this one's on a, I believe, a G series Mercedes. This one is on a Range Rover or a Land Rover, another Land Rover and Range Rover. But as you can see, I really fell in love with these wheels, and the minute that I saw this, I was like, man, I gotta get this car on a channel. I love the steel wheels. The third thing that really caught my eye, but then it created a feeling. For some reason, there's something very happy about this car. Not about the color, but the shape and design of it. It's just really it reminds me of like seeing an old friend. It's really just classically designed. And you know, it seems like you know, Ford is a bunch of American car manufacturers designing American cars, but in this case, for some reason, again, there's a certain cuteness to this car that really attracted me to wanting to review it and share with you this vehicle. Even right now, I've had this Maverick for a few hours already, and every time I turn my back and I turn back to it, it's just like seeing you know, an old friend. He's just like a chill guy, and he's just like hey man, let's chill, let's relax, let's have some fun. And this is what this car's about. But this car is much more fun, not just for fun, but it definitely can put in the work. And the third thing that really caught my eye was just the design of it. I don't know what it is, but there's something just really like comforting about the design of this car. In addition to just the color itself, I really love the color, but the design of it, there's something just really just friendly about it, very happy. I call this like visual dopamine. When I look at it and when I see the color, when I see the shape, it's just, there's something just really fun about it. It's just like, hey, come hang out with me. Let's go have some fun. Let's hit the beach. Let's hit the let's go hiking a hiking trail, whatever it is. I got space for 4 friends and your bags in the back. So again, there's something really friendly about this car that I really was attracted to. And even right now, you know, I've driven many different cars, and I've always been really excited. But I'm kind of weirdly ashamedly admit that I was pretty excited to I had equal excitement for this car as if I was picking up like a Lamborghini Huracan and whatnot. There was just a certain funness about it, and it didn't let me down. I'm still really charmed by it. It's like I got a little crush on this car, and again, visual dopamine. Every time I look at it, it just screams fun. It just screams chill. It just screams like hey, life ain't that bad. And back to the original intention by Ford with this vehicle. Essentially what they did was they wanted to give the American consumer a manageable, very utilitarian SUV that was enough to get work done, but not so overwhelming where you can't fit into a parking spot in tight places, like for example in Los Angeles parking lot, or from where I'm from. Now in America, that's known for everything bigger, everything more expensive. Ford went the opposite direction with with the Ford Maverick, and they went smaller, not only in size, but they also went smaller or more just affordable in price. And Ford's marketing risk, you know, paid off, and this car became a very hot seller for Ford. Now I have the window sticker to this car, and I'll go over the details of that later, but I can tell you that the base Ford Maverick, brand new, actually starts with around $20,000, and with the higher up models like the Lariat, it can go up to about $30,000. But for that price in 2025, I think that is a great value, and a lot of consumers agree with me, and that's the reason why these cars have been flying off of Ford dealer lots. The smaller price tag also equates to the smaller body of this Ford Maverick, and it is big enough to get most jobs done that you would get jobs done with a truck, but is small enough where, for example, I live in Los Angeles and parking spaces and parking in general is pretty small, but the car is actually small enough to fit into most parking spaces, and the size makes it much more easily maneuverable than most other trucks or SUVs out there. So this is a great option. Kudos to you, Ford. And not only did they pair the smaller size to the Maverick, they also matched it with a smaller price tag. This car, brand new, actually starts out at $20,000 and can range up to $30,000 for the highest model. And nowadays in 2025, a $20,000 brand new car with this design and this function and this tow capacity, it's a pretty good deal, and Ford really hit this out of the park. Apparently in 2021, when this car was reintroduced, there was actually a long waiting list for the Maverick. In fact, the Maverick was so popular that in 2022, Ford had to turn away people and told them that they were only accepting orders for the 2023 model. So that's how popular this was. 2022 sold out. So again, great formula, and I think it's a smart thing to do in an age where manufacturers are increasing prices, increasing sizes of cars. Ford actually gave us consumers something that we definitely need help with, which is smaller cars and just more affordable price tags for you know, just equal performance of the more expensive options. We'll circle to the front of the car and go over the engine options. So the base Maverick comes with the hybrid engine with a ECVT gearbox. It is a 2.5 liter motor, inline 4 gasoline engine, and is paired with an electric motor. And that electric motor, in conjunction with the gasoline motor combined, pushes out about 191 horsepower and right around 155 foot-pounds of torque. And for potential buyers who are looking at that and it's like, that's it, how much does it tow anything? This car actually comes with 2 other higher trims and an additional, or I guess much more powerful engine. The alternative higher model engine is a 2.0 liter EcoBoost twin scroll turbocharged inline 4 with no electric assist. And that turbocharged engine produces 250 horsepower and about 277 foot-pounds of torque. And that one is paired with an 8-speed automatic. Again, this Maverick is front-wheel drive, but there is an option of all-wheel drive. The downside of the all-wheel drive is that the all-wheel drive option does not come with the hybrid motor. You must get the EcoBoost turbo motor in order to option the 4-wheel drive. And again, if you were to option the all-wheel drive option, it would be called the FX4 off-road package, and that features additional traction control modes, a hill descent control, additional skid plates, and tow hooks in the back, and also all-terrain tires. Otherwise, the front-wheel drive of the Maverick is standard on all base Mavericks. The base Maverick can tow 2,000 pounds as standard, but there's an optional upgrade to 4,000 pounds if you do the turbo motor. So to put those numbers simply, if you have the hybrid motor, you're going to pull about 2,000 pounds max. But if you want to pull a little bit more, about 4,000 pounds of towing force, you're going to have to go turbo with the turbo EcoBoost engine and the all-wheel drive. And there's also a 4K tow package option, which I guess includes. And before we begin this review, I wanted to go over a few general details regarding the channel. In our first few sets of videos, I took you guys to Europe, and then we went to Italy, and then we went back to Europe again. For this week, in celebration of Inauguration Week here in the United States, I've chosen to go American. We are going to look at 2 really great American vehicles made by 2 very great American car companies. And for the first sets of video, we're going to start with this Ford Maverick. And the second one I've chosen for the review this week for all American uploads is going to be a 2023 Chevy Corvette Z06. And I will provide a link to that video in the description if you guys are interested in viewing that. But again, back to the Ford Maverick. So before we dive into the exterior review, just want to go over some fast facts regarding this vehicle. The Maverick is actually manufactured at Ford's assembly plant in Mexico, alongside the Bronco Sport. And these cars are manufactured in Mexico and shipped to North and South America. This car is marketed as a flex bed, meaning that the cargo area features a load length of 4.5 feet, and you can accommodate 4x8 sheets with a tailgate partially lowered and resting on the bed's wheel wells. There are, I'll show you right now, there are pre-stamped slots in the back of the bed to accommodate customization, and there's also a built-in, I believe, the 12-volt electrical circuit outlet, and I believe it is somewhere right there, which is great for people who need to plug up at the job site or whatnot from their bed. Some background regarding the history of the Ford Maverick. The Ford Maverick name was actually first used in the 1950s, and it was actually not even a truck at all. It was actually a passenger car, and I actually have a picture here to share with you guys. I think I believe the 1950 something odd Ford Maverick was actually again a passenger car, and I found one on Instagram, and let's check this out here if you guys can see it. Let me try to share it. There you go. That was the 1950s Ford Maverick, And in this picture, there was like a couple, it seems like on the first day buying that Ford Maverick, and then I think they fast forwarded X amount of years later, and I think he and his wife bought the Ford Maverick. But anyways, I just want to show you the transition of when the Ford first used their Ford Maverick name. So it basically was a passenger car, and it was reintroduced in 2021 as this, a crew cab passenger truck. And this is nothing new. A lot of manufacturers do this, where they'll take an older name that maybe brings nostalgia to modern day audiences, and hopefully those will transition to modern day sales. So for example, Honda is doing that with their Honda Prelude name. Now for me, I grew up in the Honda scene, so the Honda Prelude name is very sacred to me. And well, Honda Prelude, basically Honda, long story short, is using the Prelude name in the upcoming SUV EV. So again, this is not the first time where a company has used a name on a modern day car that may have nothing to do with the original moniker, but again, it works. But according to Ford, from what I understand, they actually didn't choose the name Ford Maverick because of nostalgic reasons. The higher ups felt like they wanted to sell this car to basically a youthful, active, physically active audience or whatnot, and they felt that the word Maverick, I guess, resonated with that type of audience. And for me, I would have to agree with them. Maverick is very, very reminds me of Top Gun or whatnot, but yeah, they definitely did a good marketing job in this one. So the Ford Maverick comes in 3 different trim levels. The first that you see here is called the base XL model, or the Ford Maverick XL, and this is considered Ford's basic version of this car. And when you step up to the second trim level, and the second trim level is called the XLT model, and followed by their highest model entitled the Maverick Lariat. And we'll begin the exterior tour. We're going to swing right back to the front and work our way back. So we're going to start with the front headlights of the Ford Maverick, and here is the front end of the Ford Maverick. There we go. And here are the headlights. The headlights are a LED reflector headlights with, again, daytime running lights, and the headlights are attached by this front bar that runs into the headlight all the way across the front of the Ford into the other headlight, a signature of not just Ford but the Ford Maverick. And from my understanding, the color of this trim here that goes across and into the headlights, this crossbar, comes in actually different colors depending on the variant that you choose. For example, this is the base XL model, and it will come with a basic black grille, but I believe the higher up models, stepping up to it, would have the mid-level trim of this car would come with a light gray grille, whereas the highest model of the Ford Maverick, entitled the Lariat, would come with a, well, I guess higher model color, and it would come with a chrome front headlight crossbar. But very cool. I love the detail again of how the center board grille, I suppose, goes into the headlight. Very cool. Very, very cool design detail for a car that's supposed to be a bare bones basic model for Ford. Again, LED projector, LED reflector headlights. Very cool. And now down to the wheels. I mentioned earlier that these are very, very cool steel wheels, and they come wrapped in, I believe, let's see here, these are Continental Pro Contact TXs, and they measure a respectable size of 225/65, 17s in front. And we'll swing back to the rear. Again, we have these very cool steelies, and the rear is also wrapped in these Continental Pro Contact TXs in, again, 225/65, R-rated 17-inch tire size. And a little close-up of the steelies. And you know, Ford did add a little thing to the Ford. These steelies aren't just steelies because the center cap does have the Ford logo attached to it. So again, I appreciate that little detail that Ford added to what they consider a basic model car with basic wheels. But that shows me that Ford really tried, and I do appreciate that. So again, the steel wheels. We'll swing on back now to the taillight portion, or the I guess I suppose the truck bed portion of the Ford Maverick. And now we'll swing on back to the rear of the Ford Maverick truck. You have these red and clear LED taillights in the rear. Very nice design, very clean. And then swinging back, we have the rear hatch to the Ford Maverick truck, and it is very cool with the Maverick. That Maverick logo kind of stamped into that trunk. I love that design detail or whatnot. This really powerful Ford logo right there. Perfect. And opening up the rear hinge of the truck bed is old school, just analog. You grab the switch, boom, the whole thing drops down. And this is the exterior view of the truck bed with it fully open. Continuing on with the truck bed, this is what it looks like when it's entirely open. A few design details that I noticed is pretty interesting is that on the truck bed, once you open it up, there is this like plastic circle dots that kind of stamped into the bed, and there's this weird little metal piece that's just, what is this thing? So this is actually a bottle opener. You can stick your bottle right there and just open it right back up, and drink from it or whatnot. So if you're tailgating, or if you're at a work site, you're having lunch or whatnot, you can pop your bottle open and just kind of rest it, I suppose, right here or whatnot, which is pretty cool detail. And I'm definitely getting a lot of ideas for using this truck bed in not just workways, but that's a really great detail. I'm gonna hop up into the truck bed and give you a little better view of the interior. Trail effects right there, very cool, pretty sturdy. And I know in the higher versions or whatnot, there are options, I believe in this slot or either this slot, to have an option of a I believe a 12-volt plug or whatnot. So if you're on a work site or whatnot, you can just plug up and power up with your truck. This is the base model, and I believe they did not have the option, but I know in other higher models that they did. That was areas of high points. There we go. Very cool. I think there's another one hidden right there. Very cool, very sturdy, and very strong. I'm actually standing on it right now, and that truck lift, very sturdy. I'll hop on down, and there you have it, folks. Closer look at the truck bed of the Ford Maverick. Another thing to note regarding the truck bed is that the truck bed comes stamped with these runners here that allow for, I believe, certain size of particle board or whatnot to fit, but it's also, again, very customizable for according to what you're going to use this truck for or whatnot. So, but Ford did take people into consideration and did apply these little ridges right here to help mount your products or move your move whatever you gotta move when you're using this truck. But great detail. Continuing on with the exterior tour. Again, the Ford Maverick comes only in a crew cab configuration with the front 4-door cab in the front with front doors and rear doors, and then it's attached to again a respectable truck-sized truck bed. All right, folks, let's take a look at the motor and whatever is powering this Ford Maverick. So in order to open the hood of this vehicle, you want to go ahead and open up the driver's side door, and at the bottom footwell, right besides the pedal, there's this huge switch, and you press no. What do? You want to grab it from behind and give it a good pull, and you hear a pop from the hood. And let's circle over and take a look at this hybrid power plant that powers this Ford Maverick. So let's see here. Okay, so once you pop it open, there is no latch or whatnot. You can just go ahead and lift it up. And I think this is one of the classic ones where there are no hood dampers to hold it up. You have this bar right here, and you want to make sure that you want to grab onto this bar and make sure you secure the hood, because this is not a light hood, that's for sure. Definitely probably stainless steel or whatnot. It's pretty heavy. But here it is, the hybrid power plant. Whoa, that was unexpected. Don't know where that came from. Let me go and shut down the car and so we can so you guys can actually hear me. There we go. So this is the hybrid power plant that powers the essentially base model of the Ford Maverick. So what I was reading online was interesting actually, because when the Ford Maverick came out, the base motor was actually this motor, the hybrid motor, but apparently in the 2024 models, the EcoBoost turbocharged 2.4 liter motor became the base, and the hybrid is actually the optional engine. So again, I'm gonna go over the specs of the hybrid versus the turbo Ford Maverick motor. So this is the 2.5 liter hybrid engine that's connected to an eCVT gearbox. It makes a combined, the inline 4 gasoline engine is actually paired with an electric motor that produces a combined 191 horsepower and around 155 foot-pounds of torque. Now again, as a reminder, if you do need a little more power for whatever reasons, whether it's towing or for just pure enjoyment, there is again the option of the much more powerful 2 liter EcoBoost twin scroll turbocharged inline 4, and the turbocharged motor produces 250 horsepower and around 277 foot-pounds of torque, and that is mounted to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And for the EcoBoost, there's actually an option to get 4-wheel drive. So the Ford Maverick comes all in forward-wheel drive, but there's an option of all-wheel drive. But the all-wheel drive option is only selectable if you have the turbocharged EcoBoost motor. Unfortunately, with the hybrid, you're stuck with a 4-wheel drive. But again, it's not bad. You'll find out more about how the performance is when I go on a test drive. But for right now, I just wanted to show you, this is, again, the 2.5 liter hybrid motor. It is a gasoline engine mounted to a electronic motor. So what's interesting about Ford is that, so this car is actually very, very new. This car only has about 500 miles. And when I popped open the hood the first time, I was actually kind of shocked at the all this wiring here. You know, I'm used to most other cars, Porsches, Maseratis, Ferraris, Mercedes having like just nice engine covers. And I get it now, because with the cost cutting, I guess Ford did without the engine covers, and without the engine coverage, you end up with kind of this like a lot of this visual noise. Me popping open the hood, it kind of looks like as if someone broke into the car and try to mess with it. But again, this is a pretty much brand new car, 500 miles, and this is what it looks like from the factory, which is okay, because again, this car was meant to be a affordable model for the masses, and Ford had to cut somewhere. And you know, underneath the hood, I assume for most people who are in the market for this type of vehicle, their concern probably isn't here. Again, this is the hybrid motor, and we're gonna now proceed over to the interior tour. And there you have it, folks. We just completed the tour of the front engine compartment of this Ford Maverick. We're gonna swing around to the inside, the interior of the Ford Maverick now. And before we do that, let me go over the key of this Ford Maverick. So here is the key of the Ford Maverick truck. You have all the important elements that you may need. You have the lock and unlock button. You have unlock. There you go. And you have a lock. button right there. There you go. You also have an emergency horn at the bottom, and then if you want to start the car, you press this little silver button there, and boom, like a switchblade, you have your key right there. So very sturdy, very great. I love the design for it. Great job. And we're going to swing into the interior of the Ford Maverick truck. Now on the window sticker of this car, it's designated as a onyx interior, but actually in the bright sunlight here today, I don't know if you can tell, but the interior is mostly black, but then there's like a very subtle blue I guess like color in the door and the dash. Like you see that there? And there's a gray, but it's like a blue, very cool like blue on the dash. It's very subtle, but it definitely contrasts well with the exterior blue or gray, or what they call cactus gray of the exterior. I really love that. It was a very subtle design detail that I do appreciate that Ford put into his truck. Continuing on with the interior tour of the Ford Maverick truck, I love the design elements of this car. Again, this is supposed to be a base model budget truck, but Ford did go to great lengths to make sure that our consumers got a lot of good value. So for example, on the this is the driver's side door panel. You see here that there's this cool kind of like angular design or whatnot, very Lambo like, but it's kind of like a very cool like crystal ridge design that also translates very subtly to the trim of the, for example, the AC vents. So you see that there. So I appreciate that from Ford for putting that tiny design detail into it. You have a very sturdy door handle here to open and close the door. Of course, you have your lock and unlock buttons, and you have your window switches for the front and rear windows. We're gonna jump in the car now and show you the I guess the inside. So here's a dash of the 2024 Ford Maverick. You have the Ford steering wheel. Here you have your audio controls here. You also have your phone controls here, volume settings, all there on your Ford Maverick steering wheel. Another cool thing about the interior of the Ford Maverick that I found very unique was this very unique shift. I want to call it like most cars have a shift knob or a lever or whatnot, but this one kind of has a like a circular, I suppose, kind of like a knob, a circular knob, like you turn, like you're turning on like an AC vent or whatnot. But this is actually the transmission of the Ford Maverick. So you turn to the left, it'll go into park. You twist to the right, it'll go to reverse. And if you want to go to drive, you twist it all the way to the right, and it'll shoot to the drive area. So I thought that was very cool about the Ford Maverick. Definitely a very unique type of transmission knob. Very impressed. I'm also impressed with the center console of the Ford Maverick truck. Again, Ford had a lot of consumers in mind, not just business owners, but also people in general, or maybe even people like me who have really crazy ADHD. But this thing provides really a lot of cool organization compartments that are integrated into the center console area. For example, you have your 2 cup holders, you have a little switch here that maybe you can put your keys, maybe you can put your wallet there, and over here there's actually a little slot that you can put your phone, and it kind of holds it there, for organization purposes. Another slot here. You have your USB outlet, and also I believe USB-C outlet also, so you have alternative modern day charging options. Going back down, again, the shift lever and knob, and you have your emergency brake right there. And one favorite button that I actually found on this car that I've learned that I really do love about it is this very cool knob right here. And I looked down and I was wondering, what is this knob that has like, it looks like kind of like a flag, like a checkered flag, and then a snowflake, and then a leaf. I was like, what's going on here? So what this is actually so I'm gonna go ahead and put this car and start the car up real quick and show you guys. So I'm gonna turn the vehicle on. So when you press this button here, you'll see that it basically controls the I suppose like the driving options of the car. So I'm gonna press it here one time. There we go. And then on the center screen, you'll get all the drive modes of the Ford Maverick. And I'll go over each one. So the first one that you have is just normal, everyday driving. The second is the tow drive mode. The next is the slippery when it's wet outside mode. Very great for safety considerations. And then the next one is if you're eco-conscious and want to save a little gas in this hybrid motor, you can go to eco mode, and that'll maximize the economy of this, the gas economy of this Ford Maverick. And the last button is my favorite button of this car and any car in general, is called the Sport button. And when you press that, in my experience, when I press that for this car, the car gets a little peppier, a lot funner to drive, a little bit more power. But again, the first thing I did in this car was basically put into sport mode. I am a car enthusiast. I don't think that I'll be towing anything with this car or whatnot, but definitely a sport option. So again, that's drive mode with this button on the center. Continuing on with the interior tour, here in the center, you have the AC controls. Very simple. Turn the knob to adjust temperature, on and off to turn on, and temperature adjustments. Coming up to the screen here, you have your media screen here, and it is very simple, very intuitive.
Your privacy.
You have all the basics. Let me turn that down. So let's go over the audio system of this Ford Maverick. So again, the main screen. So you have your audio option, you have your phone options, you have your apps. So when you do your audio options, you have your AM, FM radio, very straightforward. And then you have a additional option to attach your phone or Bluetooth device to the car's audio system. This car again is adapted for Android Auto and for Apple CarPlay. So you can make phone calls or whatnot. So you can connect your iPhone there or whatnot, make phone calls, be safe. There's apps options. Not sure what it does, but you'll figure it out. But you have various settings here, so you can adjust the sound of the radio or whatnot with the treble or whatnot, and all that. Let's go back. You have your clock. Adjust your clock. You have Bluetooth, phone, radio. Again, I like it because it is very just simple and easy to navigate the audio-visual system of the Ford Maverick. You have your exterior volume controls, very sturdy. I love that. And back to the dash. So again, this Ford Maverick truck is supposed to be a base model, but I appreciate the detail in the interior. It looks nothing like a base model. There's so many of these curves and different textures, and just a lot of thought that was put into this car. I mean, this is probably made out of plastic, but it's not cheap. It doesn't feel cheap, definitely. Like, it's very, very sturdy. Again, there's that design detail I showed you earlier in the door panel that transitions over to the vents, and also the passenger side area right here. Very cool. Open this up, you have your storage compartment. You can fit a lot in there. Let's go on back. You have your passenger seat, and all the adjustabilities of the seats are located in these levers here. So you have your manual adjustment up and down. Very straightforward, very analog, but again, all the switches are very, very sturdy. In the center compartment here, again, you have this little storage cubby here, and you can open up the center compartment here by lifting up this little handle, and inside you have a very, very deep compartment that you can fit many different things inside here. So it looks great. Here's a view from the front of the cab to the back. The window, I love how the window is actually very big, even though this car has these thick pillars. The rear view is actually very, very clear. In addition to it, the car also has a reverse camera. Let's put that in reverse. So again, you have your reverse camera. It's very clear. So again, rearward visibility is excellent with the wide window right there, in conjunction with the rear view camera, which is great. So again, the interior, and as the front of the Ford Maverick truck. We're going to swing around back to the rear of the Ford Maverick crew cab. So here you have the rear driver's side door panel and window switches for the passengers. Again, a very cool diamond ridge design detail. You got the handles there. I'm gonna jump on in the back right here and show you what it's like from the back. So the back, definitely pretty roomy. It's comfortable enough. I'm sitting in a rear seat right now, and you know, it's not the most comfortable. I mean, again, you can't, the passenger in the back can't really, you know, put the seat back and really lounge it, but you know, it's enough for short trips or whatnot, and for the family, so that's great. Again, you have the multi-texture details in the fabric. Again, it does not look cheap. I mean, although this is fabric cloth, I love the contrasting, like you have a light gray here and you have like the darker grays, and just like really cool design details. Another cool design detail that I really love about this car is that if you look really, really closely in the seats, in the rear here, and also in the front seat here, there is like a trim. And if you look really closely at that trim, it's actually a blue-gray color that matches the exterior of, again, the Ford Maverick truck. And you know, the exterior, it's great. I love the these little design details. And there you have it, the rear of the again, Ford Maverick truck. And I believe that the Ford Maverick truck, you can actually in the rear lift this little handle here, and when you lift the handle, what's down here? Ooh, surprise! More storage. So you have this deep storage compartment right underneath the seats right here. All the way across, you have another kind of storage compartment there. I'm gonna go to the other side and show you guys, but you can drop that down. So again, secret storage option right underneath the seats. So that goes there. And you can also, I believe, in the rear, put this rear portion down, but I'm not going to do that. But I know this rear portion does come down. In the back, it is a you can see the firewall or whatnot, but again, for a reason why you need to open that, you can go ahead and open that, those seats down, and access wherever you need to access. And I wanted to go into a little greater detail of the center. I want to go into greater detail into the so there you have it. You have an electronic screen for the audio visual, and then scrolling over, you also have this electronic screen that also doubles as your speedometer, tachometer. You have your gas, fuel gauges. You have your miles per hour in there, and you have your current mileage on the car. And actually, this car is actually pretty new. This Ford Maverick has less than like 550 miles on it, practically brand new. Even has the sticker on it still, or whatnot. There you have it, and then you have your transmission. You have your rear window stocks for when it rains, for the wipers, and left and right turn signals are here. Again, very straightforward. You can adjust using the controls, and you can kind of go through different options. There's like an EV coach to help you improve your miles per gallon, fuel economy. There's this cool thing called calm screen, and when you click on it, it's just I guess it's calm because the screen becomes blank. I appreciate that, Ford. You know, we're always trying to introduce more relaxation into our life, and I think that's a every little bit helps cumulatively. So thank you, Ford. That's a pretty cool detail. And continuing on with the interior tour, you have your driver's side window visor here, very straightforward, and you have a nice little mirror. Open it up to check yourself. On here you have your glasses storage area, very cool, nice little compartment. You have your interior dome lights here, very nice. You turn on all of them off, this little toggle switch. Again, passenger has this also a mirror for themselves to also you know, look at themselves or check, or you know, use a mirror for whatever reasons people use mirrors for. But there you go. And that is the this is the top of the Ford Maverick truck. You have your very basic rear view hand adjusted mirror. Again, you have that mirror. You have a little behind the screen here. You have this another kind of secret hidden compartment that you can throw something back there, maybe a phone or navigation or whatnot. Again, you have your AC vents front, AC vents, and back here another AC vent, and you have down here a little console here, and this is your essentially your headlight controls are here for headlights and so forth. And then if you want to open your gas cap, you want to click that button right there to open up the gas. And then if you, again, yeah, so everything you may need to properly run the headlights is right here. So there you have it, the USB drives, and over here you have this 12 volt option also. So again, a lot of different power options for the Ford Maverick truck, which is greatly appreciated. Okay folks, we're gonna begin the test drive portion of the Ford Maverick truck. And again, you have your key, you know, flip out right there, and ignition switch is there. You pop it in there, the dash comes on. And one impressive thing I really liked about this car, again, this is the hybrid version of the Ford Maverick truck. The Ford Maverick truck also comes with the turbo version, but again, this is the hybrid. So for my experience with the hybrid, what I really loved about the vehicle was that it's just very, very quiet. I'm gonna start the car right now, and you hear nothing at all. Like when I first started this car the first time, I actually wasn't even sure it was even on, but it's so quiet, in fact, that the Ford has included the message to let you know that again, that your car is ready to drive. So that's how quiet it is or whatnot in this car. See that there? It's like ready to drive. Again, the car is running right now and I hear nothing at all, which is amazing. Super quiet motor. So again, ready to drive. And again, to put the car into gear, you use the knob here, reverse. It'll turn on the there you go, the reverse camera, and back down. And if you want to go to drive, you flip it all the way to the right, you press this down, and to get rid of the brake. And here we go. We are going to start this test drive of this 2024 Ford Maverick XL. Test drive of this 2024 Ford Maverick truck. So the first thing that I really appreciate about this car is, again, you can hear it, that everything is very, very quiet from the transmission to the car. This car is equipped with a, again, hybrid motor, a 4-cylinder gas engine connected to a electric motor. And here, as I make my way through this parking garage, what I'm really impressed about is just how quiet it is. It's just like, you definitely won't be bothering any of your neighbors here. So I told you guys about the drive modes of this car, and two of my favorite drive modes for this car. The first is obviously the sport button, and the sport button, when you go to that option, driving style, basically when I click on it, to me intuitively, the car actually feels just a lot faster. There's a lot of pep involved in it. I'm not sure what it is, but again, everything just becomes much more enthusiast and responsive. Right now I'm just driving in base mode. I'm gonna go right now and flip it over to my favorite mode, which is gonna be sport. And I can definitely hear the motor getting louder with the sport. Not loud that is noticeably obnoxious, but you can definitely hear a little more of the exhaust notes or whatnot, and you can definitely, the car just becomes a lot more fun to drive around with. And if I had this car, more than likely I'd probably be driving it in sport mode like all the time or whatnot. And again, here we are continuing on this test drive. I love the big wide mirror of this vehicle. Seating position in this car is very comfortable, very great. I mean, we have this little narrow kind of turnout, but I told you earlier about how Ford designed this car to be very smaller and more maneuverable, and it is. And I've just demonstrated there that point right now. I mean, that was a very hard turn for any car to make, and I made that with ease, so it was great. Now I haven't had much experience with hybrid vehicles or whatnot, but there's a cool effect with the brakes here. I believe this car has some sort of regenerative braking, and you could definitely tell that when you step on the brake, there's some sort of sturdiness about it. And every time I brake, there's a little kind of a message in the front that tells me that I guess my battery's been recharged and whatnot. So again, some sort of regenerative braking element in the Ford Maverick. So again, this thing moves. It's not the most powerful thing in the world, but I really love that with the electric thing. This car does have an electric motor attached to the gas engine, and so I come from a background of enthusiast gas cars, hence gasandgavel.com, gas and gavel. Anywho, I'm much experienced with the with electric vehicles, and I don't want to do the whole gas versus electric thing, but one thing I do admire about electric vehicles is definitely the power that can be produced with the electric battery. Again, a lot of the electric vehicles, I give props for them for the again, instant power and instant torque. You could definitely make a lot of horsepower with electric motors. I mean, we've all seen the Tesla Plaid, 1,000+ horsepower, Lucid Air, 1,000+ horsepower. So again, definitely great possibilities or whatnot. So again, around town, the car is definitely enough to get you where you need to go. And with the addition of that electric motor, you can definitely feel the torquiness and the power of the motor. I mean, this car has about 180 horsepower, but that definitely doesn't feels a lot more than that for sure. And right now I'm just doing it just around town, just cruising around. And although this is a truck, it definitely doesn't feel like a truck. When I make a turn, or for example, I'm gonna make a sharp U-turn right now, it definitely has pretty good handling. There's not much I guess body lean or whatnot. I'm not really too worried about flipping this thing over, but it's definitely again, it's a truck, but I feel like I'm driving like maybe a smaller sedan or whatnot. So great job for Ford for making this car easy to maneuver, great weight savings, and just very easy to drive. So I'm going to make a left turn now, and this is a small narrow street. I'm going to see if I can make a 3-point turn and show you how easy it is to maneuver this vehicle. So here we go. We're going to maybe use this person's driveway here. So here we go. I love that there's enough height clearance to clear where I don't have to worry about hitting any sort of bumpers, especially in this driveway. This is a steep driveway here. So here we go. Again, this car does have a rear view camera, so great safety element when I'm turning in areas like this. And easy and smooth. Again, very easy to maneuver these small streets. So overall, I enjoyed my experience in this hybrid version of the Ford Maverick. I would definitely love if this car had just a little bit more power. And again, there is that option with the Ford Maverick. You can get a turbocharged EcoBoost motor in this car that pumps out 250 horsepower versus the 180 horsepower in this hybrid version of the Ford Maverick. So maybe in the future, I'll jump into a review of the much more powerful version of the Ford Maverick. But for now, I'm going to leave you on this test drive with this Ford Maverick. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we'll finish off this video with final thoughts regarding this 2024 Ford Maverick XL. So what's great about, again, driving styles is that I love it in sport mode, but right now you can also put in something called eco mode. And when it is in eco mode, as of right now, the gas engine actually turns off. Like right now, I am at a stoplight, I am gonna hit the gas, but right now when you put in eco driving mode, basically it just turns off the gas motor and you're running on that pure electric battery. So it's great. I mean, right now I'm essentially driving a pure electric car when I'm in eco mode. It's not as powerful when you're in eco mode, but it definitely, if you're in a pinch and you know, you're running low on gas or whatnot, or you just want to escape the neighborhood in pure silence for whatever reason, or sneak out of the house in pure silence for whatever reason, you can go ahead and put in eco mode and go ahead and quietly sneak out. But again, really great design feature of the transmission and of the Ford Maverick. So again, eco mode, but if you want to save on some gas or drive around quietly. But my personal preference is again sport mode, which is what I'm engaged in now. And right now I'm gonna go ahead and park this car. And car is very easy to park. Again, you have your reverse camera light here that definitely helps with parking. And because of the small size and maneuverability of this truck, it's just very easy to park wherever you're at. So again, great experience in the Ford Maverick so far. And welcome back from the test drive of this 2024 Ford Maverick XL truck. And before I leave you guys, I'd like to leave my final parting thoughts regarding this vehicle. And I'm gonna go over a list of some pros and a list of some cons I found with this car. So we'll start with the pros. I love the design of this, the exterior of this Ford. I think that they really knocked it out of the park. There's something just really happy about the design of this car. I don't know what it is, that maybe it's the headlights or it's just like the softer curves of the vehicle, but there's just something very happy about the design and also the color, and just something quirky and just really just invokes really happy feelings inside of you. So again, Ford hit it out of the park with the design elements of the Ford Maverick. The other pro of this car is value. So I have the window sticker right here. I'm gonna go ahead and you know, I assume most people who have this truck probably use this truck bed for work, so we'll use the rear truck bed. We're gonna open this up. So here we have the window sticker of this Ford Maverick truck. Again, a great value. The MSRP of the truck basically came down to about $27,000 for this Ford Maverick truck, which is a great value. It comes with all these great base features. Again, the reason I show you window stickers again, great value for the truck. I believe nowadays for $20,000-$30,000, it's very hard to find a vehicle that will provide all this utility and design elements for that price range. So again, this truck can be used for many different reasons. It can be used for work, obviously, carrying loads or whatnot. It could also be a fun truck. You can use this to as your daily driver. You can go to the beach. I imagine going to the beach would be very fun with a truck like this. Going camping, for example, the truck bed here, definitely big enough to throw an air mattress, some pillows back there or whatnot, camp underneath the stars, or maybe take this car to a you know, maybe it'll serve romantic purposes. You can go ahead and take this to for example, a drive-through movie theater, park it up against the screen, put the hatch down, throw a mattress back there, some pillows and a blanket, and cuddle up with your favorite loved ones and watch movies or whatnot. So again, for the price, great value. So many different uses, from just work to play, and it's great that Ford integrated all these different type of design elements that allows for those type of experiences. Another pro with this version of the Ford Maverick truck with the hybrid motor is the gas mileage, and you get really good miles per gallon. Now the Ford Maverick aimed to have about a 40 mile per gallon essentially fuel rating or whatnot, and nowadays that's a pretty good number. So again, value, it'll save you money at the gas pump with the hybrid motor. And if I had to fault the one thing I had to fault the Ford Maverick truck with in this version, which is the hybrid version, is I felt it a little bit underpowered. So again, there is an option of the Ford EcoBoost motor with 250 horsepower versus the 178 odd horsepower of this hybrid found in this particular Ford Maverick truck. But again, one ding that I had to give against the base hybrid motor is that it is a little slow. It does feel a little underpowered, and although the hybrid motor does have a 2,000 pound towing capacity rating, I would imagine that if you went to that max, the car would still maybe struggle a little bit. So again, one con I found about this vehicle was, again, the power output of the motor in the base model of the Ford Maverick truck. So for myself, I feel that there's not many new cars nowadays that I'm very interested in. There's only two other maybe one other vehicle out there that if I said that in my lifetime I had to buy a new car right now today that was under $50,000. The only other car that I looked at was the updated Toyota Prius, which I love the design of the updated Prius. But this Ford Maverick truck just jumped into my heart this week, and you know, I'm in serious consideration. If I had to, for example, buy a, again, $30,000, $40,000 truck or whatnot, or a car brand new from a lot, and I was forced to choose, this Ford Maverick is actually jumping up to the top of my list. And yeah, so again, if I had to choose to buy a new car, this would definitely be it. So love it. Great job, Ford. And from a car enthusiast perspective, you wouldn't think that this car had a you know, good following or whatnot, but it actually really does. I did a quick Google search on it, and little background. Again, I come from the background of you know, modified cars and whatnot, Japanese, Italian, and you know, one set of wheels that I really love on most cars is the classic Rays Engineering / Bulk Racing TE37 wheels. I think that TE37s look great on all cars, and I was very, very surprised to see that actually online people are actually modifying this Ford Maverick truck. And in fact, there is a Maverick Truck Club forum, and somebody actually did throw on a set of can I show you here, step in a little better light or whatnot, but yeah, somebody actually threw a set of bronze TE37s right on the Ford Maverick. I think it looks great. Another kind of visual photo or whatnot, but yeah, the point is that people are modifying this car, and if I did have this vehicle, I would definitely be throwing on a set of either bronze or maybe even gold T37s, and I think that would contrast very, very well with the exterior Cactus Gray of this Ford Maverick truck. Again, another thing that I do like about this vehicle is that there is a you know, enthusiast / tuning perspective with this vehicle. So again, this car is not just work, but it can be play and it can be fun. So again, another great reason to pick up a Ford Maverick truck for yourself. So there you have it, folks. This has been the review of the 2024 Ford Maverick XL truck with the hybrid motor. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I do appreciate you taking the time to tune in, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I would really much appreciate it, and I look forward to our next review on the Gas and Gavel YouTube channel. Thank you.